Hello, hello! Welcome to my channel. My name is Jani. This is a cross-stitch channel where we talk about projects and fabrics and flosses, and we make plans. We love to make plans about our future stitching pieces. So yeah, I'm so happy you're here with me. In this video I want to share with you a fully finished object. Yeah. I finished my red sampler. Originally it was not a red sampler, it was blue and green design by Papillon Creations that I start, I don't know, about 10 years ago. So I was not really convinced with that project, and I love the design, but you know, as many of our whips is a work in progress. we put, you know, the whip to rest. So in one whip parade I was showing this project in particular, and I was thinking, you know what, I love the design, and perhaps now that I'm stitching you know, a few samplers, I can make a red sampler. So I start that project again as a red sampler. I use DMC 115 and an evenweave, a cotton fabric that I coffee dyed and bake. So let me show you the result. I'm really happy. I already framed it. This is my red sampler. It's Floralie by Papillon Creations, and I love it. I love it. It was a struggle, I must confess, because I stitched this project using two threads, you know, 2/2, and I don't like that combo. I love to stitch on 36 count and Aida 18 with one floss, with one thread, and stitching with two threads here, it was a process. Let me say to you, I love how it looks, but I really like my crosses, you know, really thin, that you can see the actual shape of the cross. And stitching with two threads, 2/2, you form like little balls. I mean, they look really pretty, and I love the result, and I'm so glad I stitched it that way, but it was a struggle. So yeah, this piece is full of personalizations because I made a lot of mistakes, and I really don't like to frog. I mean, who likes to frogs? But yeah, I try to fudge the mistakes and make it my own. So yeah, I really love it. To match the border, I had to, you know, take out some crosses, and the letters, some don't start where they're supposed to start, but you can really tell. and I mean, it looks so pretty. The color, the DMC 115, it's such a beautiful red. It has this really deep like burgundy shades, and the light red, like a strawberry color, really pretty. I stitched this with the English method, you know, one cross at a time, in order to achieve the color changing, in order to be more visible. And yeah, I love it. I love it. It was such a fun process at the end, because I restart this like 6 or 7 months ago, and these last 3 weeks I finished. I had complete, you know, at the beginning, like a 25% of the progress, and in these 3 weeks I finished the project. I want to say thanks to the community, because it's really nice to post pictures of your progress and receive that encouragement and that love from all around the world, you know, looking at your progress pictures and sending you you know, all the good vibes and telling you have it, Jenny. You can finish it. So yeah, I was really motivated, and yeah, I decided that I needed to finish this, and I'm so happy. I framed it yesterday. This is a really simple wooden frame, and yeah, the idea was to give you know, the main stage to the piece, not so much the framing. So yeah, I really like it, and I'm, you know, keep growing my sampler collection. So for next year I will rearrange my stair wall, my sampler wall, and yeah, I'm so happy. Stitching a sampler has been such a nice journey, because it's so relaxing and you find your rhythm, and the repeating motifs and the border, even though sometimes they are huge but yeah, especially this last year, which is really hard for all of us, and you know, returning home after working at the office and with all the problems, and stitching samplers has been such a relief and such a relaxing time for me. So I'm really grateful for them. I wish I could, you know, stitch in more mirrors, or I have a red mermaid that I really want to work on, but that type of designs demand a lot of attention, and you need to be counting more, and you know, sometimes blending flosses and the metallics and beadings, and those are things that I enjoy doing. I have, you know, more than 25 mirabilias or something like that, so I really love to stitch them. But I really enjoy my time with samplers because of that simplicity and the beauty that these designs are. I love it, I love it. So yeah, even though I want to continue stitching my mirrors and another type of designs, right now I think samplers are the things or the pieces that I want to keep working on. So we'll see, because at the end, you know, I usually do whatever I want, whatever I feel to do. So if I feel that I need to start a mirabilia, I will start a mirabilia. So it's part of the game. It's part of having fun, of enjoying our stitching, enjoying our time making this craft, and you know, searching for that happiness. So yeah. And talking about happiness and little things to find joy, I finished these two little pieces. This is a little pin cushion. I saw Lori from Mischievous Stitches channel, and she showed us this beautiful pin cushion in a cup. So I have this metal cup. They are really, you know, common here in Mexico, and I decided to take one of the motifs of my red sampler and finish it as a pin cushion. So I love it, I love it. It looks so cute. And I mean, I don't really use a lot of pin cushion, but they look amazing here in my craft room. So I guess it's more like a decoration element more than a functional element, but I love it, I love it. I feel so fancy. So nice. So yeah, and I have these wooden bobbins or wooden bobbins is not the name, it's, I don't know, I will, you know what these are. So I use this for my ribbons or some flosses, but I decided to stitch a little piece of, again, taking one of the borders of my red sampler, and I make this little thing for the wooden bobbin, and I finish with some buttons, a heart-shaped buttons, and yeah, I put it, you know, in my scissor. So, oh, they look so nice. And they are so easy to stitch. You just, you know, stitch the little piece and add some ribbons and decoration, and voila. You have a little red decoration. So I have the complete set now, you know, the pink cushion and the thingy for the scissors and my red sampler. So I feel so French right now. Yeah, it was a joy to stitch. So yeah, I'm really happy. Can you tell? I guess you can. And now I need to decide in which project to continue stitching, because I'm really, you know, in the mood of finishing things. So I want to keep stitching in a project in order to finish it. So I have a few, well, no, a few. I have plenty of whips, but I wanted to change a little. I really want to stitch with one thread instead of two threads, because it was a struggle. And I want also to choose a more colorful project, you know, not a monochromatic one. So yeah. And also I was looking in my whips, and I have this beautiful mermaid by RT. I will put the picture here and the name, and I really love it. But again, it's so difficult for me to stitch on that project, because I need to pay really much attention to the project and to the chart, and the chart is not so easy to follow. I mean, it's a great chart, perfect, but again, with many of my whips of the sampler, I have the digital version, so they are so easy to follow. You just enlarge, you know, the file, and you can see, and you know, you get that periods or that cycles of stitching where you enjoy stitching certain types of projects. But yeah, that red mermaid, it's wonderful. And of course I have a lot of samplers, which I'm so in love, and I don't know which one to choose. I will put a little clip that I put in my Instagram stories, showing some of my whips, so you can see some of them. So yeah, which is your boat? Which you are going to pick? I don't know if I don't know what to do next, because I don't know if you have this thing when you finish a project, you are so, you know, motivated and happy, and then you put the last stitch, and in my case I frame it, and that's it. All my motivation, you know, reach certain peak, and then phew, a low point. And last year I finished many projects, but then I have the motivation of start a new one. So I was really happy and really hyped, and I start another one. And this year I decided no new stars for me, so I'm working on my whips, and yeah, I feel really great because I don't, until now, I don't have the need to start something new, and I know I can start anything I want the moment I wanted to start it. But it's fun also to keep myself, you know, to my whips and enjoying that process. So yeah, this year I finished my red sampler, and I want to continue stitching. I want to pick, you know, a colorful project and with one thread, and you know, being able to finish in a couple of months, and you know, continue with this mood that I have right now. So we'll see. And yeah, I was just recording my Spanish video, and we were just talking like we are talking now. And I decided to show a few of my fabrics, because sometimes you can, you know, feel motivated watching fabrics and thinking about projects, and it's part of the encouragement that the community give us, and we are able to give back. So yeah, if you don't mind, we can make a little fabrics parade. So yeah. I have not many fabrics, but I really like to have a little stash of fabrics, because sometimes as as usually happens to us, we have a fabric and don't have a specific project, but you keep that fabric in mind, and someday you find a project and you say, that's perfect for that fabric. So yeah, this is a fabric that I dye with the paper technique, you know, using crepe paper, and I really love this fabric. And of course I thought of this as for a mirabilia design. So yeah, with this paper technique you end with a more subtle, or you know, different size of coloring in each side of the fabric. So for example, you can see these beautiful marks, and in the other side you see like more subtle ones. So yeah, I love this fabric and I love that technique. It's really easy and it's really clean, and yeah, you can get a lot of beautiful results. This is more like my traditional dyeing technique, you know, with the cups, a lot of cups, a lot of colors, and I took a spoon and I placed with the spoon, you know, the colors in my fabric. So this is more subtle, but I love it. This is a fabric that I dye for a new start, perhaps this year, perhaps next year. Harriet Harlan by Hands Across the Sea. So we'll see. This is a fabric that it's a linen, but I love this technique. It's so crazy. This is dyed with the ice technique, so you can see all these amazing forms and flowers, and I love this type of results. I know it's not for everyone, and these are really crazy fabrics, but I love them. They look so cool, and you know, for a beautiful mermaid, how about it? I love to imagine you know, a project in a fabric, and love to make floss toss, where you put all your flosses over the fabric and you see how the colors react, or how the colors look. And yeah, I love it. I love the combination of purple and green, or purple and red, and yeah, it's lovely. I know it's not for everyone, but you can get an idea. I also have this very soothing and calm fabrics. These are the fabrics that they are more difficult for me to achieve, because I just need to add a little color, you know, 1 or 2 colors tops, and rinse my fabric, and that's it. And I always have the need to add in more colors. So this type of fabric, it's really hard for me to dye, because I feel like I'm not finished with just 1 or 2 colors. So yeah, it's a struggle. I love you know, my greens fabrics. This, for example, like a forest, and I love the combination of the greens and browns, you know, to just not put too much brown, you know, give the green color the main stage, but I love how they look. And again, green is one of my favorite colors to dye my fabrics, and it's so versatile. You can add, like here, you know, it's a shade of green with browns, and achieve this deep like forest fabric. And for example, a lighter green with a little blue, and leaving, you know, not white spots but clear spots with not so much dye, make these beautiful combos. So yeah, I love green fabrics. They look so good, and I love stitching a lot of projects with a green fabric. It makes me happy to have a green fabric to work on, and they are so nice. You can see both shades, and of course I love using greens with really deep blue, you know, really strong green and really strong blue, and you make these wonderful combinations. So yeah, this is usually a fabric that I always get when I'm finishing my hand dye process, because I have a lot of remaining you know, dyes and cups, and I put in one fabric all the colors that are remaining, and sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get a fabric that is not so bright. But I love this one. It looks so pretty, and it has a lot of colors: purple, green, pink, browns, yellows, you know, all the colors that instead of throwing them away, I put it in a fabric. So yeah, I love it. I love it how it looks. And again, these are really strong and crazy fabrics, but I like them. But sometimes you can get, you know, a fabric that it's somehow really strong. But I was watching a video from Nicola Parkman, Hands Across the Sea, and she was talking about how sometimes you feel like the fabric it's really strong, or you know, have a lot of color, but once you stitch the sampler or the project, the fabric kind of become more subtle in the background. So don't be afraid. For example, one of my whips is stitched in this fabric, so you can perhaps you can think that's a really you know, with a lot of changes fabric, and some busy fabric, but once you stitch it, a lot of the colors of the fabric get lost in the background, and helps the designs, but they don't, you know, overcome overcome the design. So yeah, don't be afraid. Sometimes there are really crazy fabrics, but trust your instinct. For example, this fabric, it's beautiful, but it has a lot of things going on. But you can make it work for your design. Don't be afraid. And perhaps sometimes you can end with something that you don't precisely like, but many of the times you can find really nice results, you know, playing with hand-dyed fabric. So yeah, this is another little piece of fabric, again with the my traditional technique, you know, with the cups of colors and a spoon, and placing my fabric in a large base and adding colors, and you can have a lot of fun. Again, playing with the container. You can put your fabric in a really small, for example, glass container, to make it really like crunchy. So the results are going to be different than putting the fabric in a large container. So yeah, play with a lot of possibilities. This is a little piece that I love it. It's again with the dies, with the ice technique, and I love it. It's so beautiful and so singular. I mean, you don't control really the process with the ice, but you can have amazing results. Again, sometimes you end with a fabric that is not quite your taste, and you can dye it again, or you can, you know, put some bleach to remove the color, or even finish as a project bag. You don't necessarily need to stitch on them, but yeah, the important thing is to play and to find if you could achieve some fabrics and to have fun. And perhaps you decide that's not my thing, but perhaps you can find, you know, a good surprise. So yeah, this is my report. I have some other fabrics, you know, in the same in the same tone. But yeah, thank you for joining me, for being here with me, for all your support, for all your comments. Sometimes we have these really hard days, weeks, months, when you are feeling like, you know, really overwhelmed with life in general, and having these little moments for stitching, for sharing, for talking to your stitchy friends really helps you. So thank you very much for all your support, for all your love, for your wonderful videos, for your pictures, and yeah, have a great week. Stitch a lot, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.